Hey, so I'm just here trying to show you how to use this brow symmetry practice sheet. It is a laminated printed copy. It's two-sided, so this side is where you can perfect your symmetry practice, and the other side is just basically a brow design pattern that you can do your own hair stroke patterns throughout. It's fully erasable. You can use dry erase pen, wet erase pen, permanent marker, which needs to be removed with non-acetone or acetone solution, as well as the China marker peel-off pencils you can use as well, or any of your wax pencils. They just easily design. I'm not pushing hard enough here, but you get the gist. And then you can just erase those as well. This takes either a little bit of Vaseline or some non-acetone to remove those stroke patterns. Okay, so this demonstration is basically how to use the symmetry practice sheet. So basically you can choose any of the boxes. I'll just choose one that's partway down here. So naturally, where your brow heads usually start on any given ruler is usually in and around the 1 centimeter, in between the 1 centimeter and the 2 centimeter mark, usually 1 to 1.5. So with this brow, we're just going to start at about the 1.5 mark. And the nice thing about this ruler is, or the symmetry pad, is that the millimeter markings are on either side. So you're able to create very straight lines. So if you wanted to go ahead and use a ruler to do these front lines, you can. This line's a little bit off. Then usually where the brows arch is anywhere in between the 4.5 to 5 mark. So with this set of brows, I'm just going to choose, let's say, we'll do the 4.5 straight down. Just give a couple of marks there. And then just transfer that across at the 4.5 mark. And then a natural tail length is usually anywhere in between the 6.5 to 8. So you want to make sure that the distance between your bulb and your arch is greater than the distance from the arch to the tail. So at this point, we're going to just choose possibly just a little bit past the 6.5, or we can choose the 7 mark for this set of brows. And choose the 7. Okay, and same with here. You're just going to transfer that across. And you can see it just erases very, very easily, even with the wax pencil. Then we can decide where we're going to start the bottom of these brows. And I like to use possibly the 5 millimeter marking up and use that straight across. Give yourself that cross intersection here, right in the front. And I think I'm going to make these quite a decent sized brow, so I'm going to use the 15 millimeter mark. Give myself that X intersection. And then the distance between, this is line 1 and line 2, your arch can be equal to but not greater than the distance of line 1 and line 2. So you don't want the brow thickness to be wider than where the arch sits. So with this set of brows, I think I'm just going to drop it a little bit. Okay, and we'll just copy that measurement across so it's 3 down from 5. You can just mark it straight across if you wanted to. Give yourself that intersection there. And then the tail usually sits, if you have a client has an ear here, it's usually the cross section, the helix of the ear, 1/3 to 1/2 of the helix of the ear. But we don't have an ear here to go with, so we will just pull this tail up slightly higher than where the bulb starts. So we'll just choose this line here, just to give ourselves an intersection, and that is up 10 millimeters, and we'll just add that across here to our 10 millimeter marking. So now you can see where this brow, how you can get perfect symmetry and practice your symmetry. So all you're going to do at this point is connect these dots here, these intersections. If you wanted to, you can also give yourself an under arch. So with that under arch, we can just use the brow head to go with. You can connect all of these intersections. going through. It's not going to look very stylish at this point. It's just basically to get you to get that symmetry down pat. Then you can refine the brow shape after the fact. Okay, so now we have two very symmetrical brows. So how you would go and change this on your client, obviously this is a little bit wide in the bulb here. We could have dropped this a little bit to make that a little bit softer. So you can just, on your client, you know that all of these intersections are quite symmetrical. So you can go through and change some of these, soften them out, round out this back on your client slightly, round out the top arch a little bit, round out the bottom here to soften these areas. And there you have it. So you can, with this practice pad, you can practice many different types of brows. We could do a very archy brow in this area, very high arch. You can freehand these, or you can just mimic your brow on the other side. And as you can tell, they're extremely close in the way they look. They look very, very closely matched. So that's pretty much it. And the nice thing about this is with a little bit of alcohol, you can just erase these away. And start again. Actually, it might work better with a little Vaseline. There we go. Vaseline works a little bit better with the wax crayons. And it's all ready to go for your next practice. Nice and easy. You can easily do this while you're sitting in bed watching TV, and there's no mess, and also no waste. There it is. Thank you so much for watching.